This is stupid. Hello,
Hey.
and welcome back to A Curtain Call. This is our last episode, and today we are going over, well, our names. I'm Max.
I'm Gracie.
Okay, now I can say what we're going over. Today we're going over the musical, The Drowsy Chaperone, or A Drowsy Chaperone? I think it's The Drowsy Chaperone. I don't know. So, if you couldn't tell, warnings for alcohol mention. There's a lot of that. This one I have actually watched.
I have not.
Technically, I watched a stage play by another school during a theater competition. It was pretty good. Seemed interesting. I'm sure the actual musical is
Probably better.
probably. They did really good though.
The schools be doing good with those musicals.
They do. It's insane. I don't know how they do it. And I was in theater for like a year.
I was too.
So, do you want to start us off with the history?
Yeah. It's a Canadian musical with music and lyrics by Lisa Lambert and Greg Morrison. Book by Bob Martin and Don McKellar. Debuted in 1989 and opened on Broadway in 2006. Oh, Broadway.
Broadway. A lot of these opened on Broadway at some point. So, for the awards, this is a lot. I'm going to say it all just to get it out of the way. So, it was nominated for 34, total. And so, out of, what it was nominated for just in general, 13 Tony Awards, 14 Drama Desk Awards, 1 Theatre World Award, 1 New York Drama Critics Circle Award, which that one is a mouthful to say every time, and 5 Lawrence, I want to say Oliver, but it looks like Olivier, weird spelling, but 5 Lawrence whatever awards. Out of the Tony Awards, it won best, maybe it won. I don't know, I can't tell anymore because I didn't write this right. But Best Book of a Musical, Best Original Score, Best Performance by a Featured Actress in a Musical, Best Scenic Design, and Best Costume Design. For the Drama Desk Awards, Outstanding Musical, Outstanding Book of a Musical, Outstanding Featured Actress in a Musical, Outstanding Lyrics, Outstanding Music, Outstanding Set Design, and Outstanding Costume Design. And then I just have it written as 1 Theatre World Award. I'm not sure what that was supposed to mean. And finally, for the New York Drama Critics Circle Awards, Best Musical. That's it for that one. So, on to Act 1.
Man in a chair, a mousy...
Agoraphobic?
Yeah. Broadway fanatic seeking to cure his non-specific sadness, listens to a recording of the first fictional 1928 musical comedy, The Drowsy Chaperone. As he listens to his rare recording, the characters appear in his dingy apartment, and it's transformed into an impressive Broadway set with seashells, footlights, sparkling furniture, painted backdrops, and glitzy costumes. Man in a Chair provides a running commentary throughout the show from the stage though he is on the audience side on the fourth wall, invisible to the players.
Man in Chair is essentially just the narrator. That's...
Okay, I was a little confused about that.
Yeah, it's really weird because it doesn't say, the man in a chair or anything. It's just man in chair.
Yeah.
With chair capitalized as well. So, in the opening number called Fancy Dress, I assume that's a song name. I wrote this weirdly, months ago. The premise and characters of the show are introduced. It's the day of the wedding of oil tycoon Robert Martin and Broadway star Janet Van de Graaff, who plans to give up her career for married life. That never goes well. Don't do that. At least, get a part-time job. Never rely solely on someone else. Those in attendance include aging hostess Mrs. Tottendale, her loyal employee known only as Underling, Robert's best man George, Broadway producer Feldzig, who is hoping to persuade Janet to forego the marriage and continue starring in Feldzig's Follies, which why couldn't she do both? Ditzy Flapper Kitty, who hopes to take Janet's place in the Follies, two gangsters disguised as pastry chefs, self-proclaimed famed Latin lover Aldolfo, I'm gonna say that. Janet's alcoholic chaperone, who is supposed to keep her away from Robert until the wedding, and Trix, and aviatrix. I can't remember what aviatrix means. I know aviary, like birds, planes, I don't know.
The gangsters reveal to Filzing?
I'm not sure.
That their boss has invested in the Follies and wants to make sure the show is financial success, which it presumably will not be without Janet. They will tell Filzing.
I'm saying Felzig. I think that's
Felzig that he must sabotage the wedding to make sure Janet stays in the show business. Filzing insists the vain, easily manipulated
Aldolfo.
To seduce Janet and spoil her relationship with Robert. Meanwhile, in his room, Robert realizes that he is nervous about the wedding. To get rid of his cold feet, he tap dances, and George, who is also nervous, joins in the dance. George notes that the tap dancing could be injurious, so he suggests that Robert go roller skating in the garden instead, while wearing a blindfold to keep him from seeing Janet outside by the pool. Janet tells reporters that she's happy to be getting married and
ostensibly,
doesn't want to be an actress anymore. Show off. But her song evolves into a big production number.
It's a really, the way they go about everything in this is really weird. And
why send him out to go roller skating?
Roller skating in a garden.
Blindfolded. Blindfolded. That is so dangerous.
I think George, was it? I think George is with him during this, because I only vaguely remember watching the competition act. I think he's kind of walking with or skating with to make sure Robert doesn't fall.
Okay,
but
that's good.
I don't know. I could be misremembering. He might not be there. So then, in Janet's room, Janet is having doubts about whether Robert really loves her, and she asks the chaperone for advice. The chaperone responds with the extemporaneous "As We Stumble Along," a rousing anthem to alcoholism. Fun. Which Man in Chair explains the original actress playing the chaperone insisted on including in the show. He just kind of comments randomly throughout it. It's weird. More helpfully, the chaperone tells Janet that she's feeling drowsy and must take a nap, giving Janet the opportunity to ask Robert if he loves her. Janet leaves for the garden, and Aldolfo enters, mistaking the chaperone for Janet. The chaperone happily pretends to be Janet because she's drunk off her mind and allows Aldolfo to seduce her.
Oh my.
Yeah, so Aldolfo was planning to seduce the bride, but seduces
the chaperone instead.
This random drunk lady. Janet meets the blindfolded and roller skating Robert in the garden, and she pretends to be a French woman, Mimi, from the middle part of France, where they make the toast. I don't know, it's a thing. She asks Robert how he met his bride, and he describes their love-struck first meeting, which is with a song called "Accident Waiting to Happen," which, sure, that definitely implies good things. No, it doesn't. Carried away by his emotions, Robert kisses Mimi because she seems just like Janet. Because she is Janet. But then Janet furiously storms off because Robert has kissed a strange French girl.
Not gonna lie, that's something I would do 100%. Walk off so mad because he kissed the French woman and I'm the French woman. It'd make me mad.
Because he did think it was someone else. So
yeah.
It is understandable. But also, you're pretending to be the French woman.
Yeah. Kitty, hopping to take Janet's place in the Follies, tries to demonstrate her mind-reading talents to Fieldsing, but he's unimpressed. The gangsters confront Fieldsing, threatening him with a murderous
Toledo surprise
because he has not yet succeeded in canceling the wedding. Fieldsing distracts them by insisting that they actually have singing and dancing talent, and that they turn Total Surprise into a upbeat dance number. Aldolfo, with the chaperone on his arm, announces that he has seduced the bride and the wedding is therefore canceled, but Filthy angrily tells him that he seduced the wrong woman. Janet announces that she's canceling the wedding, and Robert protests in vain that he only kissed Mimi because she reminded him of Janet.
Which is all still part of Toledo Surprise, like the song.
What the heck, man?
It's
crazy.
It's so funny to watch, because I remember, like, watching the competition. This was hilarious, and I can't remember where exactly they scored, but I remember thinking they should have scored higher. But I think in that part of the competition there were really good ones. So then Man in Chair announces that this is the end of the first act and the first record of the 2-record set, and then we go into Act 2, which I will start. So he puts on another record saying that the audience can listen to the opening of the second act of the Drowsy Chaperone and leaves for the restroom. I don't know why.
Okay, then.
A scene set with characters in stereotypical East Asian costumes in a palace appears on stage, and the chaperone costumed as an English woman in a hoop-skirted dress. I don't know. It's so weird. Man in Chair hurriedly stops the record, explaining to the audience that was the wrong record. It was the musical The Enchanted Nightingale, not the second act of Drowsy Chaperone. He finds the right record, and then it actually continues.
In a musical dream sequence, Janet laments her lost romance and decides to return to the stage. Bride's lament.
Lots of weird words.
Yeah, Miss Toldale tells underlinging that the wedding will proceed as planned because love is always lovely in the end. She reveals to underlinging that she is in love with him. Love is always in the end. The chaperone announces that there will be a wedding after all. She and Aldolfo are getting married, which Aldolfo helplessly protests. Miss Toda announces that she and Underling are getting married as well. Why is everyone getting married now all of a sudden? Janet can't get married because, she played a trick on her little boyfriend and decides not to marry him. Now everyone's getting married.
Yeah. The chaperone is still drunk, by the way. She is wasted.
Oh, okay.
The entire thing is that she's stumbling around the entire time. It was so funny to watch.
I can picture that now.
Yeah, she's wasted. And it's hilarious. Robert tells Janet that he loves her, and Man in a Chair announces that one of his favorite parts is coming up. The chaperone gives Janet advice on what to do as Adolfo drops his cane, and the chaperone says, "I V you while you can." I think she's pretending to be French again. In which, it's just because she's drunk. In which the vowel in the first word is inaudible. Man in Chair has an emotional monologue where he expresses his wonderment about the phrase, asking if it says live while you can or leave while you can. There it is. He shares a brief backstory about his unsuccessful marriage and about how you should never leave, only live. The scene transforms back to Janet, where she admits that she was really the French girl and agrees to marry him. So she canceled their wedding for nothing.
Literally no reason.
To appease the gangsters, Feldzig tells them that he has discovered a new star, Kitty. He asks her to demonstrate her mind-reading talent, and when she reads Feldzig's mind, she announces that he's asking her to marry him.
Wow.
So this is 4 weddings?
Yeah. George, now the best man for all 4 weddings, realizes that he has failed at his most important task, finding a minister. Trix lands on her plane in the garden, announcing she is about to deport for Rio because a captain on board a ship can perform marriages. Everyone rationalizes that Trix as a pilot can perform marriages on board a plane, and she can fly them all to Rio for their honeymoons. Do I do in the sky.
This is weird.
Yeah.
As the record is about to play the show's final chord, the power goes out in manager's apartment, and his superintendent arrives to check the circuit breakers. The power returns, the final chord plays, and the show is over. Alone again, manager sadly expresses his deep love for a musical that he has never actually seen. He begins to sing As We Stumble Along, and the cast members, for the first time, acknowledge his presence, join in, and cheer him on, and then we get As We Stumble Along reprise. It sounds insane, and it is insane, but it's really funny to actually watch, because it's just insane.
I think I'm gonna have to watch it.
Honestly, I would, because it was so funny to watch, like, a short stage play for a competition. I can't imagine the full thing. But, you know, that's it for this episode.
For the last episode.
For our last episode, yeah. So, that's it for a curtain call.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's see it.